His career is over. Kind of sad. He has lost to a complete no-name. I mean, I think this is the next right move, really. Hello guys, my name is Tina, and today we're gonna talk about Roger Federer, his career, and his recent loss to a no-name whose name is Basilashvili, but he's not really like this popular tennis player like Roger Federer, right? So we're gonna talk and discuss what's really, I think, the next right move is for Roger Federer. We're gonna discuss this loss, and we're gonna talk about, is it really the beginning of the end, or has the beginning of the end already started, and this is kind of the apex of the end that is like a long end of Roger Federer's career. So let's really talk about this, and give me 1 second because I really want to sneeze. No, this is not happening. I was gonna sneeze, but I couldn't. Anyway, let's continue talking about Roger Federer. And yeah, so he's lost to Basilashvili. Let's remember that Roger Federer is 39 years old, and this August he's actually turning 40. So he's like this 40-year-old dude who is kind of still, I believe he's still top 10, right? I think he's number 5. His current ranking is number 5, at least according to Wikipedia. Wait, let's see his exact ranking. I'm not sure. I stopped caring what his ranking is because he is just like Federer, and as long as he's like in top 20, he's just Federer, right? It doesn't really matter. Unlike for Medvedev, let's say, right? Because for Medvedev is really important. But let's talk about psychological part of it all and how really he should take this loss psychologically, whether or not I think he should continue playing the sport, or as people say, it's great athletes know when leave the sport at the appropriate time. Well, first of all, I want to reject this idea because it doesn't really work for tennis, right? It works for UFC and MMA because you get punched so much, and it's really not healthy for you to stay there, and it's not safe even for you to stay in these sports, simply because you can get really, really, really hurt to the point where you might even die, and that's an actual perspective that might happen to you, right? For tennis, it's really not that dramatic. It really is. Obviously, it's great to leave when you are on top of your game and everyone praises you. Let's say Dementieva, a Russian tennis player, did when she was playing WTA final tournament. Most of you probably don't even remember who that is, but I do, because I was into sports for a very long time and I did play tennis. But this is not a video about me. For Roger Federer, what I want to say is, he loves playing tennis. He has played tennis for more than, I believe, more than 30 years. More than 30 years, every single day. Well, tell me something about grit, right? Federer is the ultimate gritty person that I know. The consistency, the consistent effort that he has put into the sport, into his game, into his career is absolutely insane. The marathon mentality that he has, because a lot of athletes think, okay, I'm gonna get very famous by the age of, let's say, 21, 22, 25, and then I'm just gonna reap off the benefits from social media or whatever, right? Reap off the benefits of what I have done, and this is really not his mentality at all. He is a marathon type of guy. He was, at least used to be able to take losses with a lot of grace, and he has learned a lot, I believe, from his losses. Obviously, he is not, as much as it might seem that he is kind of this fancy guy, right? Fancy, I guess, is the right word to use here, who is participating in commercials like Rolex or Longines, or I don't even remember what. There are some very fancy watches he's promoting and cars, but he is the guy, he is the dude who is able and who knows how to take losses and how to not be destroyed by them, right? Even though there has been always so much pressure on him, because at some point he was really the king. He is the GOAT of the tennis, I believe. He used to be the GOAT. Now I think the GOAT is actually Djokovic. Djokovic is actually the GOAT because he is he spent the most amount of weeks as number one. I mean, this is not really the only like measure of how great you are as a tennis player, but still, that's like something. At the same time, yeah, let's come back. So I don't believe tennis is the same as some other sports. Let's say as UFC, MMA, and this type of sports like boxing, where you get punched a lot and stuff like that. So honestly, as long as he loves the sport, as long as he wants to keep playing, he is free to do this, right? It's not like gonna be like a mistake for him. At the same time, how if he falls under the ranking, like if he is gonna be not top 30 ATP ranking on the ATP ranking, how is he really gonna feel about it, and how his game is gonna change? But honestly, I do not believe that this is gonna happen, simply because, well, at least from where I sit, just looking at his physique, he is very lean. He is in a great shape. He has so much experience with the game. He has probably been through all possible variations of the score. Like, he has so much experience, and that's a massive advantage. That's a massive tool for him. So as long as he is physically healthy, as long as he is physically prepared to do whatever needs to be done, as long as he enjoys the sport, right? I think he should continue playing. I don't see why not. I don't see why he or anyone has to be so attached to this notion of like having to be like first or great all the time. And this is something that is actually very important, and something that actually Świątek did say in her last interview or press conference after she has lost to Muguruza. She said that I have to be comfortable with not being 100% all the time, and that's really something that really resonates with me, because this perfectionism and this like pressure that journalists and people, maybe, I don't know, even some other athletes put on Roger Federer, I don't think it's something that should even be present in his life. Obviously, he probably wants to be number one. He probably wants to be win the most amount of Grand Slam titles and to stay that way. I don't think he wants Djokovic to surpass him. At the same time, I don't see why not, like, just keep going. Just play for the sake of it, because you love it. And I just think as long as he's healthy, I would not take any pressure like that. Well, this is not actually the advice I would give to an MMA fighter or UFC fighter or someone who's doing boxing, because it's not like safe to be out there. Actually, saw one of the interviews, Khabib Nurmagomedov's interview after he quote unquote retired, because I don't think that's like a real thing at the UFC. As long as they pay you a good amount of money, you are gonna come back, even if you are like a 60-year-old dude. But I mean, technically he did retire. So I just don't, I heard him say in this interview that he is so happy and so glad to be over with the sport, because it has taken so much of his energy. It has taken so much of his, just like mental pressure. It has been like a toll on his, it is very demanding sport. Not to say that tennis is not demanding, but like the perspective of you being hurt to the point where you die or live the rest of your life as a disabled person is like not fun at all. So so this is not something I would recommend to everyone in every single sport. Like, let's say cross-country running or cross-country skiing, right? It's very physically demanding sport. It's sports that drains you out so much, right? As it is very mental, but at the same time, I don't think, well, at least this is my opinion, if you're over 40 years old, like, I don't think it's the healthiest thing to do, right? It's not like you can do it for the love of the sport. You can run, but not like that much, not to train as a professional athlete. So what do you guys think? Please comment in the section down below and tell me what other videos you want to watch and what else you think is gonna be interesting for you, and I'm gonna be more than happy to, you know, to shoot another video about it. Maybe it's Federer, maybe it's UFC, whatever you guys wanna watch. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to click the like button and bell button and subscribe button. Well, first you have to click subscribe button and then the bell button. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and I'll see you in the next one.